Getting rich doesn't require a college degree. In fact, many of the most influential names in the American market, from visionary entrepreneurs to legendary investors, built their fortunes without ever completing college. This reveals an uncomfortable but liberating truth. Wealth doesn't come from academic credentials, but from the ability to think strategically about money, decisions, and opportunities. This video exposes why the traditional path may not be enough for those seeking true financial freedom, and what really separates the financially successful from those stuck in the rat race. Throughout this journey, you'll discover why practical knowledge, combined with consistent habits and a tuned mindset, has been creating millionaires every day, without them needing to spend 4 years at university. Based on data, concrete examples, and references such as Susie Orman, Ramit Sethi, and Warren Buffett, this content offers a clear roadmap, how to break free from financial autopilot and take control of your own wealth, even starting from scratch. The secret isn't how much you work, it's how well you understand the game. Welcome to Army Capital. I'm Dominus. Here, you'll uncover the hidden strategies, the untold truths, and the mindset that leads to true financial independence. Behind this voice is a group of strategic minds, people who played the game, lost, won, and now share the real moves. For decades, the dominant narrative in the United States reinforced the idea that attending a good college was the only legitimate way to ensure a stable financial life, or even to achieve wealth. The educational system was shaped to produce qualified professionals, but not necessarily financially free individuals. The result? Millions of Americans graduated, burdened with student loan debt, and working jobs that offer no real growth, nor freedom of time or income. The promise of college as a passport to financial success is beginning to unravel in the face of today's market reality. However, as this traditional model reveals its flaws, a new generation of self-taught individuals, digital entrepreneurs, disciplined investors, and creators of multiple income streams is rising. They didn't follow the standard manual, and yet they are thriving. The secret? A combination of strategic mindset, conscious financial decisions, continuous learning, and, most importantly, action. This video will explore the pillars of this mindset and the habits that anyone can adopt, from building passive income and accessible investments to reprogramming the way we deal with money, and all of it without stepping foot in a college classroom. Let's be honest. How many college classes really taught you how to get rich? How to build assets? How to make money work for you instead of working for money? The truth is that college can be excellent for those seeking a traditional career, like medicine, engineering, or law. But when it comes to financial freedom, the curriculum is often incredibly limited. The educational system was designed to produce good professionals, not necessarily wealthy people. And there is a huge difference between earning a good salary and building lasting wealth. A degree can open doors, but it doesn't guarantee financial independence. How many postgraduates are still trapped in debt, without emergency savings, and dependent on the next paycheck? The numbers confirm this reality. According to the Federal Reserve, student loan debt in the United States has already surpassed $1.7 trillion. That means millions of Americans begin adult life already in the red and still believe this is the price of success. But does it have to be that way? Aren't there smarter, less risky, and more aligned paths for those who want to prosper? Now think with me. What if the time and money invested in a degree were used to learn about investing, online business, real estate, or passive income? That's what a new generation of Americans is doing. People trading 4 years of college for 4 years of practice, reading, and action. And the result? Financial freedom at an increasingly younger age, often before 30. Books like I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi and Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki aren't found in classrooms, but they're changing lives. These authors speak directly to those tired of depending on bosses, debt, and resumes. They show that the path to wealth begins when we understand we don't need permission to get rich. And here's something powerful. Most of the skills that generate wealth today, like selling, investing, creating content, understand the market, can be learned for free or at a much lower cost than a college degree. Even more, they can be applied immediately. You don't need to wait 4 years to start making money. In the end, it's not about being against college. It's about understanding the game. If the goal is stability, a degree may work. But the goal is freedom, the map is different. And maybe no one has shown you that until now, but that's about to change. If wealth were guaranteed by a diploma, college campuses would be full of millionaires. But reality tells a different story. What truly builds wealth, especially here in the United States, are well-thought-out financial decisions, consistent habits, and a growth-oriented mindset. And you know what's most interesting? None of these things require a degree. It's easy to find someone with an MBA who's constantly worried about their credit card balance. Meanwhile, there are people who started from scratch, never went to college, and now live off their income. That's because earning a high salary isn't enough. What really matters is what you do with the money you earn. Are you accumulating assets, investing, building something long-term, or spending it all on a lifestyle that looks like success, but is just a facade? Pause and think. How many times has someone gotten a raise, only to end up deeper in debt? It happens all the time. Because without financial education, any raise just becomes another excuse to spend more. Those who truly get rich understand this. Wealthy people automate their investments, control their expenses, and make decisions based on goals, not impulses. And here's the secret. While most people work for money, the rich make money work for them. This involves building passive income streams, such as dividends, rentals, royalties, or even automated businesses. College teaches you to trade time for a paycheck, but books, independent courses, and hands-on practice show you how to escape that cycle and build real freedom. Want an example? Susie Orman didn't build her fortune because of degree. It was applied knowledge that made the difference. Ramit Sethi teaches this all the time. If you consistently make good decisions, like investing 10% of your income or avoiding purchases that only feed your ego, results will come even if it takes time. And they'll come big. Now look at the pattern. Financially free people maintain very simple habits. They read every day. They write down their goals. They watch the market. They invest automatically. They live below their means. Sounds basic? It is. But it works because it's not about genius. It's about intelligent repetition. That's exactly what makes this path so accessible. It doesn't require a perfect SAT score or a spot at Harvard. It requires choices. Anyone can make better financial decisions. They just need to be willing to learn. A diploma might be a resume booster, but good decisions are what build freedom. There's a silent rule most wealthy people follow, even if they don't talk about it much. And it's simple. Money must keep coming in, even when you're not working. That's the essence of passive income. And honestly, this concept changes everything. Once you understand it, you stop chasing salaries and start building freedom. Think about it. If money is automatically deposited into your account every month without relying on your direct effort, what changes in your life? You can choose where to live, who to work with, when to take a vacation. And most importantly, you can make better decisions because the fear of running out disappears. That's the foundation of financial independence. And it's not taught in school. Now, a lot of people think passive income is just for millionaires, but it's not. A dividend-paying ETF, for example, is already a form of accessible passive income. Renting out a house, monetizing a YouTube channel, selling an ebook, all of these generate revenue even while you sleep. It's not easy, but it's possible, and increasingly common among those who think like investors, not employees. Those who understand the game start small, but with vision, and consistency does the rest. Investing $100 a month into a fund like VTI, which tracks the US market, may seem small today, but over time it snowballs. Dividends accumulate. Compound interest does the work. And then the magic happens. Your money starts working harder than you. That's why people like Warren Buffett say, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that's not an exaggeration. Without passive income streams, every crisis, every layoff, every unexpected event becomes a nightmare. With them, those same events are just course corrections. The mindset completely shifts. It's no longer about how much can I make this month, but rather what assets can I build that will keep paying me for years? That's a question most people never ask, and that's why they stay stuck. Wealth isn't about continuous effort. It's about financial architecture. If there's one thing wealthy people have in common, it's this. They think about assets all the time. What's the next property? Which fund will pay more dividends? How can I turn knowledge into a digital product? This kind of thinking needs to become part of the routine for anyone who truly wants to build wealth, with or without a degree. There's something curious about financially successful people. They see the world differently. While most freeze in the face of crisis or uncertainty, those with a wealthy mindset spot hidden possibilities where others see danger. It's not about luck, it's about perspective. And that perspective can be trained. Notice the pattern. During the pandemic, while millions pulled back in fear, smart investors were buying stocks, expanding online businesses, and studying new income models. What seemed like the end of the world for some became the greatest opportunity of the decade for others. And what separates these two groups? The way they perceive risk. A wealthy mindset doesn't mean ignoring risks. It means understanding, calculating, and managing them. Instead of thinking, what if it goes wrong? The question becomes, what if it works? What's the worst case scenario? Can I protect myself? This way of thinking turns even tough decisions into strategic moves. And the best part? It's within reach for anyone willing to break out of a scarcity mindset. So why do so many people stay stuck? Because we've been trained to seek safety, not growth. To avoid mistakes, not learn from them. But the rich see failure as part of the process. Every attempt is a lesson, every fall an adjustment. And it's exactly this mindset that allows them to gain experience, make better decisions, and scale results. Books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco reinforce this. Wealth starts in the mind. Before it reaches your bank account, it needs to exist in your thinking, your habits, and your daily actions. Those who see themselves as asset creators behave differently. They read more, take responsibility, and make decisions with a long-term vision. This mindset is also reflected in conversations. Rich people talk about ideas, investments, growth, and impact. People stuck in scarcity talk about bills, debt, and supermarket discounts. It's not judgment, it's observation. And changing that environment is an essential part of financial transformation. When you change how you think about money, opportunities begin to appear in unexpected places. A talent can become a source of income. A hobby can become a business. A crisis can open a new path. But all of this only happens when the mind is prepared to see it. Because at the end of the day, it's impossible to build something your mind doesn't believe is possible. Many people still believe that resumes open doors. But in the real world, the right connections open the right doors. It's hard to admit, but it's true. Financial success is becoming less about the diploma and more about who you know, who you surround yourself with, and how you position yourself. Rich people understand this instinctively. That's why they invest time and energy in building strategic networks. They attend events, join groups, mastermind circles. They surround themselves with people who talk about business, investments, and solutions. And you know what happens when you're in that kind of environment? Opportunities flow naturally. A referral, a partnership, the right conversation, and a new venture is born. Want an example? Many American startups don't even look at a resume before making an angel investment. What matters more is the person's execution history, communication skills, market vision, and yes, who's in their circle. That's what's known as social capital. And it has a direct impact on income generation and wealth building. Now think, how many times does a highly qualified person remain stagnant while someone with less education advanced because they knew how to position themselves, communicate, and connect? That's no coincidence. It's a pattern. And the good news is these skills can be learned. Positioning doesn't require status. It requires clarity of purpose and consistency in your message. In the digital age, the game has become even more accessible. Today, anyone can build authority and attract valuable connections using content, social media positioning, personal projects, and online communities. And all of this without spending years at a university. What matters is showing value, creating impact, and building a solid reputation. You know that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's true. Surrounding yourself with people who think about growth, who share great ideas, who exchange lessons. It elevates your thinking and opens your mind to new paths. And often, that change of circle is what gives the first push toward financial transformation. So instead of trying to impress recruiters with diplomas, it might be smarter to invest in connections that inspire, challenge, and open doors. Because in the end, the money might come from a business, an investment, or a project, but it almost always started with the right conversation at the right time. Investing used to seem like something exclusive to people with a lot of money or specialized training, but that barrier has fallen. Today, anyone with internet access can start investing with small amounts, quality guidance, and total autonomy. And that changes everything. Knowing how to invest in today's United States is almost a survival skill. The market offers accessible tools like Roth IRAs for 401(k)s, ETFs like VTI and SPY, and commission-free brokers like Robinhood, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. You no longer need to understand complex formulas or hold an economics degree to put your money to work. What matters now is understanding the basics and acting consistently. You know what's striking? Many people spend hours researching which phone to buy, but never invest 15 minutes to understand what an index fund is. The truth is, lack of investment knowledge is expensive, far more than it seems. In the long run, leaving your money idle or poorly managed can mean the difference between financial independence and a lifetime of dependence on a paycheck. And here's a powerful point. Most millionaires in the U.S. didn't get rich from high salaries. They got rich because they learned to invest early, spent less than they earned, and reinvested constantly. The book The Millionaire Next Door makes this clear. Many American millionaires are low-key, live below the expected standard, and build wealth quietly. Platforms like YouTube, Udemy, Khan Academy, and expert-led courses have made financial education more democratic than ever. It's all out there. And those who commit to constant learning can move further ahead than someone who spent years in a classroom without applying anything they learned. That's the big turning point. While some are still waiting to be certified before they act, others are already building portfolios, accumulating dividends, and designing their financial future. It's a new logic. Practical learning comes first, then results. And that cycle can start today, without needing anyone's approval. Learning to invest isn't just about making money. It's about gaining freedom, peace of mind, and autonomy. It's about knowing that today's effort can secure a tomorrow free from panic. And the most inspiring part? Anyone can do it. You just have to decide to start. The difference between those who achieve financial freedom and those who stay stuck in the same cycle isn't access to information. It's the willingness to use it. Everything shown here is available, accessible, and proven effective. There are no more valid excuses when knowledge is one click away. Investments are one tap away, and opportunities are born from small daily decisions. The only real question is, will you keep watching others move forward, or will you decide to enter the game? You don't need to be a financial genius, have an off-the-charts IQ, or wait years to see results. What you need is action, consistency, and above all, a mindset shift. Those who understand to stop looking for shortcuts and start building, brick by brick, choice by choice. And that's when the future begins to change. Because true wealth isn't a destination. It's a process that starts now. Many still believe there's only one path to succeed in life. Go to college, get a good job, and wait for retirement. But the world has changed. And those who understand this early gain time, freedom, and control. Wealth is no longer a matter of diplomas. It's a matter of vision. And the next few years won't favor the best educated. They'll favor the best prepared. If this video brought you clarity, inspiration, or helped you see money differently, now is the time to act. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this content with someone who needs to hear it. Here, every week, there's real content about money, investing, and freedom. Because building wealth isn't luck, it's strategy. And it starts right now. Now, you know, not because someone gave it to you, but because you came looking for it. If you stay on this path, you'll stop chasing money and start making it chase you. This was another report from Army Capital. I'm Dominus, and I'm watching you.